In each passing year, numerous captivating discoveries have continued to emerge, showcasing the vast extent of our yet unexplored knowledge. One particularly intriguing revelation that gained significant attention was the circulation of a photograph on social media. The image depicted a perplexing sight, an apparent ancient Stargate ingeniously concealed within the depths of a towering mountain. This captivating finding not only piques our curiosity, but also serves as a reminder of the profound mysteries that still lie hidden within unexplored areas. Scientists and researchers do not support the existence of stargates in the literal sense, since there is a lack of empirical evidence validating their existence. However, they do acknowledge that Stargate-like devices were created by ancient cultures to foster a sense of proximity to their deities. These devices served as a means of communication, allowing individuals to establish contact with their gods. While the belief in physical stargates remains unsubstantiated, the understanding is that these devices symbolically represented a spiritual connection between ancient civilizations and their divine beings. This comprehensive explanation delves deeply into the topic, providing a thorough analysis and enriching the understanding of stargates. It is reasonable to infer that the discovered object was a type of device, considering its location deep within a mountain. This aligns with the overarching idea of placing significant objects at high altitudes to foster a sense of connection between ancient civilizations and divine beings. Delving deeper into this concept, it is evident that positioning objects in elevated areas was done intentionally to create a profound connection with the celestial realm. According to one user's statement, upon observing the outer rings of the structure, it becomes apparent that its appearance defies the characteristics typically associated with natural formations. Rather, it resembles something that one might expect to find within the remnants of an ancient civilization that had long ceased to exist. An interesting and peculiar aspect of this structure is its location embedded within the side of a mountain, adding further intrigue to its origins and purpose. A significant scarcity of information has been disclosed regarding the discovery, and it is crucial to acknowledge that scientists have asserted that an astonishing 98% of humanity's past remains shrouded in mystery, with numerous civilizations having risen and fallen during this enigmatic era, most of which remain completely unknown to us. The passage of countless eons has profoundly altered the face of our planet, leading us to consider the possibility that remnants of these lost civilizations may lie hidden beneath the Earth's surface or submerged deep within the vast expanses of our oceans. Throughout human history, the night sky has ignited our imagination with the distant twinkling lights of stars and galaxies. The concept of stargates, inspired by science fiction and speculative theories, has captured our fascination as a potential means of traversing vast cosmic distances and exploring the mysteries of the universe. The concept of stargates has been popularized by science fiction. While science fiction often takes liberties with scientific accuracy, it can serve as a starting point for exploring more grounded theoretical possibilities. Wormholes, hypothetical passages through space-time, form the theoretical basis for stargates. They are often depicted as tunnels that connect distant regions of the universe, allowing for faster-than-light travel between 2 points. These wormholes are inspired by the solutions to Einstein's equations of general relativity, known as Einstein-Rosen bridges. In theory, a traversable wormhole could be stabilized by exotic matter with negative energy density, which counteracts the gravitational forces that would otherwise cause the wormhole to collapse. However, the nature and properties of exotic matter are still speculative and have not been observed or fully understood. The concept of stargates, while captivating, presents significant challenges and paradoxes that must be addressed. One of the most notable challenges is the need for exotic matter with negative energy density to stabilize and maintain a traversable wormhole. This exotic matter's properties remain largely speculative, and the existence of such matter is still unproven. Additionally, the potential for causality violations and paradoxes arises when considering time travel through stargates. The famous grandfather paradox, in which a person travels back in time and prevents their own grandparents from meeting, highlights the complexities and contradictions that time travel can introduce. While stargates remain largely within the realm of speculative physics, Scientific exploration does include investigations into the theoretical underpinnings of wormholes and their potential feasibility. Researchers continue to explore the mathematical and theoretical aspects of wormholes, seeking to understand their implications for space-time and the laws of physics. However, the current state of knowledge and technology is far from being able to construct or utilize stargates for practical interstellar travel. The energy requirements, stability concerns, and lack of a comprehensive understanding of exotic matter pose significant obstacles. The idea of stargates, even as a theoretical concept, has broader implications for the future of space exploration. While physical stargates as depicted in science fiction may remain a distant possibility, the concepts of wormholes and space-time manipulation have inspired discussions about potential breakthroughs in propulsion systems and interstellar travel. Research into stargates has the potential to advance our understanding of fundamental physics, including the nature of space-time and the properties of exotic matter. While the practical realization of stargates may be speculative, the exploration of these ideas can push the boundaries of human knowledge and lead to unforeseen discoveries. The landscapes of our planet are dotted with awe-inspiring ancient structures that continue to captivate our imagination and challenge our understanding of history. Among these enigmatic feats of architecture are megalithic structures perched on the summits of mountains. These ancient civilizations, driven by spirituality, technology, and cultural significance, built these structures atop lofty peaks, leaving behind enduring mysteries that beckon us to unravel their secrets. The choice to construct megalithic structures atop mountains was far from arbitrary. Rather, it was laden with profound symbolism and spiritual significance. For many ancient cultures, mountains were considered sacred realms that connected the earthly and divine realms. The elevation above the surrounding landscape symbolized a closer proximity to the gods or cosmic forces. The colossal effort required to transport and assemble the massive stones conveyed the dedication and reverence these civilizations held for their deities or cosmic beliefs. The act of ascending to the mountaintop to engage with the divine likely held deep spiritual meaning, fostering a sense of humility, awe, and communion with the universe. The construction of megalithic structures on mountaintops showcased the remarkable engineering and organizational capabilities of ancient civilizations. These structures were often composed of massive stones, some weighing several tons, requiring advanced methods of quarrying, transportation, and precision placement. Megalithic construction often involved intricate interlocking techniques, such as dovetailing, where stones were shaped to fit seamlessly together without the use of mortar. The ingenuity behind these methods remains a testament to the knowledge and skills possessed by these civilizations. The creation of megalithic structures on mountaintops was deeply intertwined with the cultural beliefs and practices of ancient societies. The alignment of these structures with celestial events, such as solstices or equinoxes, suggests that they may have been used as celestial observatories or markers for agricultural cycles. In some instances, these mountaintop structures served as burial sites for revered individuals or leaders. The lofty elevation and commanding presence of these structures could have symbolized the eternal connection between the deceased and the heavens. The decision to build megalithic structures on mountaintops was not without its challenges. Ancient civilizations had to overcome geographical obstacles, harsh climates, and logistical difficulties to transport heavy materials to these remote locations. The mastery displayed in overcoming these challenges underscores the significance attached to these structures and the cultural determination of these civilizations. Several theories have emerged to explain the rationale behind constructing megalithic structures on mountaintops. One theory posits that these structures were constructed as a means of protection, with the elevated position providing a strategic advantage against potential invaders. However, the sheer size and ceremonial aspects of many of these structures suggest that their primary purpose went beyond mere defense. Another theory suggests that these structures were constructed to serve as beacons or markers for travelers navigating vast landscapes. The sight of these towering structures would provide guidance and orientation to those journeying through unfamiliar terrain. The preservation of megalithic structures atop mountains often defies the ravages of time and the elements. The isolated and elevated locations of these structures shielded from urban development and modern construction, contribute to their longevity. This preservation allows contemporary generations to marvel at the ingenuity and vision of ancient civilizations. The mystique surrounding these structures fuels curiosity and speculation. Their remote locations and the limited historical records from the eras in which they were built leave room for interpretation and imagination. As our knowledge of history continues to evolve, new discoveries may shed light on the motivations, practices, and significance of these structures. The annals of history are filled with stories of triumphs, failures, innovations, and revolutions. Yet, beneath the surface, there lies a vast expanse of uncharted territory, a void where 95% or more of history remains shrouded in mystery, hidden from our view. The scarcity of historical records and the fragmented nature of surviving artifacts leave us with a gaping hole in our understanding of the past. The scarcity of historical records is attributed to a multitude of factors, each contributing to the enigma of missing history. The ancient world was often characterized by oral traditions and perishable materials, which made it challenging for narratives to endure across generations. Papyrus, parchment, and paper, although used for writing, were susceptible to decay, fire, and the ravages of time. Conflict, conquest, and the deliberate destruction of knowledge further contributed to the gaps in our historical record. Libraries and cultural repositories have been lost to war, conquests, and ideological purges. The deliberate suppression of narratives, be it for political, religious, or cultural reasons, has led to the erasure of perspectives that once existed. The historical record has often favored the powerful, the wealthy, and the dominant cultures. The stories of marginalized communities, women, and indigenous peoples have been pushed to the periphery, leading to an incomplete and skewed understanding of the past. Voices that held equal significance but lacked prominence were often ignored or silenced. Archaeological discoveries, although invaluable, have also been influenced by cultural biases. Some artifacts and historical sites have been overlooked due to a lack of understanding of their cultural or spiritual significance by outsiders. Even when records exist, the challenge of deciphering ancient scripts, languages, and symbolism presents formidable barriers. Historical texts might be written in scripts that are no longer decipherable, or languages that have long faded into obscurity. The challenge of interpreting the context, nuances, and intentions of the authors complicates our efforts to piece together the narrative of the past. Furthermore, the survival of artifacts is not guaranteed. Natural disasters, looting, and time itself contribute to the fragmentation and loss of historical materials. A single artifact, when separated from its context, can leave gaps in our understanding, leading to misconceptions or incomplete narratives. The missing history casts a shadow over our understanding of the human experience. The vast stretches of unrecorded time leave us with questions about the daily lives, cultures, innovations, and struggles of countless generations. The erasure of certain voices and narratives leaves us with a distorted view of the complexity of human societies. The missing history also undermines our ability to trace the evolution of ideas, technologies, and social systems. Our comprehension of the roots of contemporary challenges and the paths taken by previous civilizations is hindered by the absence of their experiences and decisions. Efforts to reclaim the missing history are a testament to human determination and technological advancements. Archaeological discoveries, historical linguistics, and interdisciplinary collaborations have led to groundbreaking insights. The decipherment of the Rosetta Stone, for example, unlocked the secrets of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, allowing us to access previously impenetrable texts. Advancements in imaging, digital preservation, and artificial intelligence have enabled researchers to reconstruct documents and artifacts that were once deemed irretrievably lost. High-resolution imaging techniques, multispectral imaging, and virtual reconstructions have breathed new life into the pages of antiquity. The universe, with its vast expanse and myriad galaxies, has long beckoned humanity to ponder the existence of advanced civilizations beyond our own. The search for advanced life and intelligent beings has captivated the minds of scientists, philosophers, and enthusiasts alike. Advanced civilizations, often referred to as Type 2, Type 3, or even Type 4 civilizations on the Kardashev scale, are hypothetical societies that have achieved levels of technological advancement far beyond our current capabilities. These civilizations could harness energy from sources such as stars, control weather patterns, manipulate matter at atomic and subatomic levels, and potentially even traverse between galaxies. One hallmark of advanced civilizations is their ability to overcome resource limitations and environmental challenges. They may have developed sustainable energy sources and technologies that reduce their impact on their home planet. The pursuit of knowledge, scientific curiosity, and the ability to manipulate fundamental forces could be defining aspects of their culture. The search for advanced civilizations extends beyond traditional scientific methods. Technological advancements have enabled the exploration of outer space through radio telescopes, space probes, and the study of exoplanets. The Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence initiative seeks to detect potential signals or communications from intelligent beings. Moreover, the search encompasses the study of cosmic phenomena that might indicate the presence of advanced civilizations. Dyson spheres, megastructures that could encapsulate a star to harness its energy, and the study of anomalous cosmic objects are avenues through which scientists probe the potential existence of advanced societies. The discovery of advanced civilizations would be a watershed moment in human history, with profound implications for science, philosophy, and society as a whole. The knowledge that we are not alone in the universe could challenge our understanding of human uniqueness and spur a re-evaluation of our place in the cosmos. Advanced civilizations could serve as beacons of inspiration, offering insights into the possibilities of technological innovation, sustainable development, and cultural evolution. Their wisdom and knowledge might help us tackle global challenges such as climate change, energy scarcity, and interstellar travel. However, the discovery could also raise ethical dilemmas and uncertainties. Interacting with advanced civilizations might require careful consideration to prevent unintended consequences, ensure mutual respect, and safeguard our own interests. It could prompt discussions about sharing knowledge, resources, and even cooperating on cosmic endeavors. The apparent absence of conclusive evidence for advanced civilizations, despite the vast number of potentially habitable planets in the universe, gives rise to the Fermi paradox. One explanation is the rare Earth hypothesis, suggesting that the conditions required for complex life and intelligent civilizations are exceedingly rare. Another possibility is the Great Filter, proposing that there exists a monumental barrier that prevents civilizations from advancing to the point of becoming detectable or widespread. Moreover, the concept of a zoo hypothesis proposes that advanced civilizations intentionally avoid contacting or revealing themselves to younger, less advanced societies to allow for their natural development. The discovery of a galactic community observing a non-interference policy could provide insights into the silence in our search for advanced life. Contemplating the existence of advanced civilizations invites us to reflect on our own progress as a species. It prompts us to consider the challenges we face, the trajectory of our technological advancements, and the responsibilities that come with acquiring greater knowledge and power. The pursuit of knowledge and the desire to connect with other potential civilizations underscore the human spirit of curiosity and exploration. As we strive to better understand the universe, we also engage in self-exploration, examining the qualities that define us as sentient beings capable of understanding the cosmos.
Physicist claims alien messages may be hidden in the stars. Everyone has at some point wondered about the possibility of life outside of Earth. It is nearly impossible not to when gazing into the empty, never-ending space above us, counting the stars. With space being so vast and seemingly endless, many wonder how or why we have not yet contacted extraterrestrial life. This phenomenon has been named the Fermi paradox. The Fermi paradox refers to the confusing contradiction between the complete lack of evidence for extraterrestrial life and the seemingly high probability of their existence. Some scientists believe they have the solution to explain why we have not made any contact with aliens. Terry Rudolph, a quantum physicist at the Imperial College London, suggests that aliens have been attempting to communicate with us through the stars themselves. Rudolph speculates that if aliens were to communicate vast distances, they would likely attempt to do so in more subtle ways, as to direct any communication to one planet without interference from other extraterrestrial life. As a result, a possible method of communication would be through the stars. He further explains his hypothesis by stating that aliens could potentially manipulate the photons inside individual stars to alter the light emitted from them. This fluctuation in the light of a star could be translated if we could uncover the code. Rudolph postulates photons can propagate billions of light years and retain significant quantum coherence. This makes stars a reliable resource for communication and allows for messages to be sent across extremely long distances without disturbance. He believes that this method of communication could be appealing to an alien population if they are aware of other alien populations that pose a threat. So how can we translate these messages? As an extensively educated physicist, Rudolph feels confident in the possibility of this theory. However, he does not claim that aliens are communicating in this manner, rather that it is possible. If his theory were true, it still leaves one crucial issue. We have no way of translating messages in the stars. If aliens were utilizing this method, they would need to provide us with some form of a decoder to allow us to understand any of their messages. Until then, surely it remains a mystery. Telescopes detect the biggest explosion since the Big Bang. In a recent development, astronomers have discovered the largest explosion since the Big Bang. The explosion resulting from a massive black hole occurred at the center of the Ophiuchus galaxy, about 390 million light-years away. This blast is not just speculation from eager scientists. NASA was able to confirm the blast because the radio data and X-rays matched each other, and low-frequency radio telescopes found that the cavity was filled with radioplasma. While scientists have long been interested in the Ophiuchus galaxy due to its strange curved edge, there had been plenty of doubt about if this curve could have been caused by a black hole. Black holes can release vast amounts of material and energy as radio jets that collide with other objects in the locality. Despite the black hole theory, many astronomers actually believed that the cavity was too big to be a black hole. The team who discovered this incredible event are researchers at the International Centre for Radio Astronomy Research in Western Australia. The team used 4 telescopes for their work, each stationed in different parts of the world, including the European Space Agency's XMM Newton X-ray Space Observatory and NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory. The explosion was so large that it cut through the hot gas that surrounds black holes, called cluster plasma. According to Melanie Johnson-Hollett, a professor at Curtin University and co-author of the research paper, we've seen outbursts in the centers of galaxies before, but this one is really, really massive, and we don't know why it's so big. The nature of this massive explosion has drawn comparisons to another destructive, large explosion right here on Earth, the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens, which destroyed about 200 square miles of wilderness. Despite these comparisons, the crater the eruption created could fit 15 Milky Way galaxies in a row. Another interesting aspect of this explosion is just how slow it occurred. According to Johnston-Hollett, the explosion looked as if it had been slowly happening over hundreds of millions of years. Excitingly, this discovery may have made it possible to find more outbursts in the future. Astronomers are now able to use low-frequency radio telescopes that may make it possible to discover more explosions like this one. Strange infrared light emitting from a pulsar. The cosmos is a thing of awe, horror, and fascination. Space has been the subject of speculation for aeons. Among some of the most questioned space-related topics, black holes and neutron stars have to be some of the most popular discussed topics due to how little we truly know about them or how they fit in the larger scheme of the universe. Recently, the Hubble Space Telescope has discovered something unsettling and intriguing. One neutron star has been caught displaying strange swirls of glowing infrared light. When a supernova explodes, it sometimes leaves behind neutron stars. Neutron stars are an estimated 1.4 times denser than our Sun, but only 12.4 miles in diameter. Space.com claims that at such an insane density, a teaspoon would weigh 1 billion tons. Occasionally, neutron stars spin at high speeds and release electromagnetic radiation, such as X-rays. These neutron stars are known as pulsars. RxJ 0806.4-4124 is the name of the neutron star emitting infrared light, and studying it might help develop our understanding of how neutron stars work. RX and 6 other X-ray pulsars near us, being 3,300 light-years away from Earth, are referred to by astronomers as the Magnificent Seven. The reason why these 7 stars are so extraordinary is that they burn intensely hot, hotter than they logically should, given the available energy at their disposal and their age. They also spin around at a slower rate than most other known pulsars. Bettina Posselt, a lead author of an astrological paper in the Astrophysical Journal, states, "We observed an extended area of infrared emissions around this neutron star, the total size of which translates into about 200 astronomical units, approximately 18 billion miles, at the assumed distance of the pulsar. Never before has a pulsar emitted infrared light, especially with such an insanely large signal. The emission is clearly above what the neutron star itself emits. It doesn't come from the neutron star alone." And though astronomers are frantically coming up with theories and suggestions, nothing can be proven just yet. We will have to observe and hope that we will be able to uncover the secrets of the pulsar RxJ 0806.4-4124. First ever documented tectonic activity on exoplanet. Exoplanets are extremely hard to see. Hidden by a bright light that glares from the stars they orbit, exoplanets are basically classified as anything that orbits a larger star like Earth. In a new report submitted by the University of Bern, scientists found that the night side of an exoplanet called LHS 3844b is tectonically active. This exoplanet, which orbits the red dwarf star LHS 3844, was detected by the Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite. Though its surface is comparable to that of Mercury, it is larger than Earth and orbits its parent star in 11 hours. Tobias Meyer, an astronomer of the university, mentioned the huge variance of temperatures. "We thought that such a large temperature difference could affect the flow of matter inside the planet. The temperatures being referenced to are degrees upwards of 800 degrees Celsius on the sun's side and below -25 Celsius on the night side. Similar to the activity seen in Hawaii and Iceland's volcanic areas, researchers witnessed the swelling of material on one side of the planet. They determined this swelling could cause activity across the hemisphere. While they believe that one side of this exoplanet has a great deal of volcanic activity, the other side of the mysterious planet seems to have none at all. This type of tectonic activity documentation, however, is a first. Until now, we have only seen volcanoes of this nature grow in areas on Earth. How many more tectonically active stars and planets could be in our atmosphere? We are excited to keep following along and find out. Scientists are realizing that a mysterious, fast radio burst from space looks strangely familiar. In the galaxy M81, 12 million light-years away, scientists saw strange, bright flashes that are drawing up memories from flashes found in the Crab Nebula. The Crab Nebula is a famous remnant of an old supernova that humans witnessed all the way back in 1054 AD. Those flashes, now known as repeating fast radio bursts, or FRBs, were seen by multiple different cultures, such as Chinese astronomers who saw the star above the southern horn of Taurus, as well as Arab and Japanese astronomers. The flashes remained brightly shining for 23 days and were 6 times brighter than Venus, according to the astronomers at the time. It took 700 years for the star remnant to be spotted by telescope by John Bevis, a British astronomer. Famous astronomer Charles Messier even found the star 27 years later and included it in his catalogue of Messier objects. Then, another 200 years later, in the 1960s, astronomers detected a fluctuating radio source where the Crab Nebula lies and determined that the signal came from a pulsar or a neutron star with a strong magnetic field. Now, the flashes that were recently detected by scientists are being compared to those witnessed 1,000 years ago. According to Kenzie Ninmo, a PhD student in astronomy, some of the signals we measured are short and extremely powerful, in just the same way as some signals from the Crab Pulsar. Astronomers are still trying to figure out the nature of fast radio bursts because where they were found is quite peculiar. Usually, FRBs are found in galaxies abundant with young stars, but the radio dishes pointed the signal's source to a group of old stars called a globular cluster. The source of the signal challenges the idea that magnetars, the strongest magnets in the universe and a type of supernova remnant, are responsible for FRBs. This is because the explanation works well when young stars are abundant, but when there is a substantial number of old stars, as is true for galaxy M81, the explanation begins to make less sense. Some astronomers, however, believe it's possible that the magnetar was created by a white dwarf that pulled gas away from another nearby star. The added mass may have caused the dwarf star to turn into a magnetar. Whatever the explanation of the fast radio bursts in M81, astronomers believe there is definitely something strange going on. As time passes, hopefully, answers begin to come in. Asteroid impacts may spread life to other planets. Extraterrestrial life is something that has undoubtedly piqued everyone's interest at some point during their lifetime. Computer simulations now seem to suggest that microbes within rocks, fired from Earth, could possibly last long enough in space for them to research other places and planets within our solar system. Meaning there is the possibility that we may be sending life to other planets unintentionally. The study has been submitted for publication in the journal Icarus and presents a new perspective on the panspermia hypothesis. The panspermia hypothesis suggests that there is life out there in the universe, and that life is moved or distributed through space via meteoroids, asteroids, comets, planetoids, and similar astronomical phenomena. This is purely a theoretical concept, as we do not have a way to test it. However, some are suggesting that Earth is indeed playing a role in this. Scientists such as Mauricio Reyes-Ruiz from the National Autonomous University of Mexico used computer modeling to demonstrate the impact of an asteroid or comet hitting Earth. The idea is that with enough velocity, there would be so much debris released upon the impact that it would be kicked up into space. The research team found that, dependent upon the velocity and whereabouts on the planet it hit, the debris could reach to the orbits of the Moon, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and possibly even further. Their computer model only considered 30,000 years, as this means that any radiation damage could be taken into consideration, though this still means there could be a large amount of matter from Earth containing live bacteria in space. Planetary scientist Dr. Simon O'Toole from the Australian Astronomical Observatory said that the advances in computing technology are truly what facilitated this discovery. He said, "In the past, we didn't have the processing capacity to carry out these simulations beyond the Moon or Venus. We do not know how long this bacteria could survive in space, but this is an active field of research. Even if they do not survive long, it's baffling to consider microbes from Earth in another planet's orbit." Physicists reveal aliens might use black holes as quantum computers. The Fermi paradox is the belief that if extraterrestrial beings really exist somewhere in the universe, there would be far more conclusive evidence that we currently have pointing to their presence. This particular paradox has plagued astronomers, cosmologists, researchers, and alien enthusiasts alike as they continue their search for any indication of advanced life in the universe. Many hold out hope that the lack of evidence does not necessitate the conclusion of its non-existence. Some alternative ideas and potential resolutions to this paradox also claim that there are many reasons why such evidence may be hard to find. Either the living organisms do not operate on a massive scale as may be necessary for there to be evidence of life left behind, or that there simply is not enough material used to result in evidence that could be detected. Another prevalent notion is that because the universe is so massive, there is a good chance that advanced civilizations and groups of extraterrestrial beings may simply be too engaged and involved in their own activities, or limited to specific regions, which makes them even less likely to be found. Just because we have not yet found evidence of aliens does not mean we can say with complete certainty that they absolutely do not exist. Now, an even more recent study is giving researchers another idea of why we might not be finding hard proof of aliens. The possibility that these extraterrestrial beings could be using black holes as some sort of quantum computer. What this means in terms of the search for life is that potential civilizations in the rest of the universe may be, on purpose or inadvertently, concealing their existence using highly advanced technology not entirely accessible to us on Earth. Quantum computing is much faster, better, and a huge improvement upon the technology we use in our everyday lives as digital computing. Quantum computing is also immune to decryption, meaning that its biggest strength lies in keeping information hidden and concealed. And because researchers have been seeking proof by means of radio messages, directed energy such as lasers or gravitational waves, among many others, the lack of evidence could be a direct result of the way black holes are potentially being used as quantum computers. This new theory is exciting because it poses a possible solution to the Fermi paradox, as well as potentially directing the efforts of researchers towards potentially better means of finding evidence of life in the universe. Asteroid Yugu made up of organic molecules that are building blocks of life. There is a prominent theory in the field of astronomy which maintains that all basic building blocks of life did not originally come from the Earth itself. In fact, it's argued that these organic molecules were delivered to the planet from outside to eventually land on its surface during its infancy. The organic molecules that make up the basic foundations for all life on Earth are a vast array of compounds containing a combination of the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and other atoms. Such compounds are created by chemical reactions that do not need or use living organisms, but rather are the main underpinnings of all life. And now, evidence of these organic molecules or building blocks have been found within substances that come from outer space asteroids. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency spacecraft Hayabusa 2 was able to obtain samples from the asteroid Yugu and return those samples to Earth, where they were studied and broken down to their basics. This is an enormous undertaking and has moved researchers one step further to the confirmation that the theory about how life really came to exist on Earth may actually hold more truth than was originally believed. The sample contains several types of amino acids that are used by living organisms in order to build proteins essential to regulating chemical reactions and forming structures like hair or muscle. Even more incredible was the finding of organic prebiotic molecules that are usually formed in the presence of water. Aliphatic amines, carboxylic acid, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and nitrogen-containing heterocyclic compounds. The results of these studies are showing that the asteroid has similar compositions to meteorites in space, meteorites that have been known to have a higher exposure to water. Further information would clarify just how far this evidence goes, and what is lacking from these samples is a good indication of what researchers should keep looking for. Specifically, some of the resources that have been found in other carbon-rich asteroids are missing from these Yugu samples, sugars, and components of DNA and RNA. The research team suspects that the asteroid is not lacking, but rather that further studies deeper into the asteroid are necessary to locate these molecules. James Webb Telescope finds distant galaxies that shouldn't exist. The James Webb Space Telescope has by now been in space for over a year in its current mission. It has provided immense important information thus far, and now the telescope has discovered galaxies that simply should not exist. That is because these galaxies are too big, the stars within them too old, and these two details have shaken all previous notions of how the universe looked and operated in its earliest existence. What's more, these findings do not match earlier observations made by the telescope's predecessor, the Hubble Space Telescope. Two key elements of what the universe looked like in its youth have been compromised. First, the prior conclusion that the galaxies then were small and young, and second, that as a result of their size and age, their stars would burn blue. Now this seems to not be the case. When researchers received images from the James Webb Space Telescope, the last thing they expected to see were the big red galaxies with masses equaling that of the Milky Way. This is astounding because due to the way time and space works in the universe, these images of the galaxies should theoretically be far, far younger than ours. It's necessary to get further confirmation of what has been detected by the telescope and what the images are showing us. Just because it seems that these large red spots are older, larger galaxies doesn't necessarily mean they are. The truth of the matter is that because there are so many factors at play, particularly when acquiring data from so far away, both in distance and time, there are a lot of variables, such as the possibility that certain stars in the early universe might simply emit light in a way that is different to what we originally thought. What might seem like a galaxy could be a star shining in an unusual, never-before-seen manner. This is the complicated yet exciting thing about space, and we are constantly learning and evolving.
Astronomers see moons forming in disks around distant exoplanet. One question that has played on the minds of astronomers for decades with no real answer is how planets and their moons are formed. But thanks to new research, we could be one step closer to answering that very question. Within our solar system, we can see a broad range of moons, from the icy moons like Jupiter's Io to the volcanic surfaces seen on Neptune's Tristan. Whilst we have recorded and observed plenty of moons that orbit the planets in our solar system, 219 to be precise, we are yet to observe any moons beyond Pluto. Planets outside of our solar system are known as exoplanets, and moons, by definition, orbit a planet. Therefore, it is safe to assume that there are a fair number of moons orbiting these exoplanets too. Despite having found more than 4,000 exoplanets, scientists are yet to definitively see an exomoon. There are 6 potential candidates under surveillance that could be orbiting exoplanets, but we are awaiting confirmation. A particular duo of exoplanets, not unlike Jupiter, have been observed for years. They sit nearly 400 light-years away from Earth and may have recently given us the next step in detecting an exomoon and seeing how moons are formed. Astronomers have observed what is being described as a disk of debris orbiting one of these exoplanets. This is a circle of rocks and gas that is slowly and gradually forming together from its own gravity. Could we have observed a moon in the process of its creation? Many astronomical discoveries are made by noticing a small flicker or slight variation in datasets that tell us to probe further. This phenomenon, however, was captured clear as day in a photograph. This photograph has sparked plenty of excitement and discussion among scientists. An astronomer working at Stanford University, Bruce McIntosh, although not involved with the research, commented, "I don't have coherent scientific thoughts. I just look at the image and say, wow, every time I see it." The discovery was first reported in the Astrophysical Journal letters on July the 22nd and has reignited discussions into how moons are formed. Theories have spread within scientific communities, suggesting that high-force impacts may aid the formation, or magnetic whirlpools that disrupt the gravitational pull could be behind the creation of moons. Miriam Benesty, the lead author of the study and astronomer from the University of Grenoble, says, "We have all these theories that are beautiful, but if you cannot test them, they could be completely wrong." This concept of a theory lacking falsifiability or being unable to be proved presents an issue to numerous branches of science, most famously psychology and astronomy, where things can be a little harder to experiment. However, the star system in which this disk of debris has been spotted could present a good opportunity to criticize, rule out, and find support for all of these theories. This system is very young in comparison to our own solar system, with the exoplanets PDS-70b and PDS-70c still having their own disk of gas and dust encircling them, indicating they were only recently formed. It was in 2019, a month after the discovery of PDS-70c, that the dust suggesting an exomoon could be forming was spotted via Chile's Atacama Large Millimeter Array, or ALMA. Despite having been the first sign of activity, the signal was incredibly faint, though follow-up observations by Dr. Benesty's team revealed the disk of debris that could be the start of an exomoon forming.
It is hoped that within a short amount of time, these methods and patterns of discoveries can become routine and run-of-the-mill. There are a number of telescopes and space observatories with high-tech equipment and that are very powerful that will be open and available for use over the next few years. Hopefully, we will be able to report exomoons themselves being caught on camera, full-formed and entirely confirmed. The discovery of moons in the making is arguably more exciting than stumbling across fully formed moons. Hopefully, soon enough, we will be able to observe the final product of the exomoons. Astronauts could get oxygen from moon rocks. Space exploration has surprised us with the level of rewards we continue to receive. According to a team of scientists at China's Nanjing University, compounds found in lunar soil may have the capability to produce oxygen and fuel to support moon missions. The team studied moon samples from China's Chang'e 5 spacecraft and discovered iron-rich and titanium-rich compounds that might be able to act as a catalyst in a process called the extraterrestrial photosynthesis strategy. This strategy uses lunar soil to transform water from the moon into hydrogen and oxygen. When astronauts exhale in space, they are producing carbon dioxide that could be used with the hydrogen from water electrolysis to produce hydrocarbons such as methane. The methane could be used as fuel for continued space travel. The paper that produced these findings is part of research scientists have been doing into how resources found on the moon can be used to further space exploration. Space travel is a costly endeavor, and the team is trying to find cost-reducing local resources to make space exploration more possible. Multiple space organizations across several countries are getting in on the action. Along with China's plans to test technology that uses local resources, NASA is also planning to create a long-term plan for a sustainable presence on the moon with the Artemis program. The Artemis program aims to put people back on the moon by the mid-2020s and set up a research station in the south pole of the moon by the late 2020s. Chang'e has been a massive success, as it was able to bring back the lunar samples that the team used to make this discovery. Incredibly, it was the first time in almost 50 years that a successful moon sample return occurred, the last time being the Soviet Luna 24 mission in 1976. Scientists will undoubtedly use this success to discover more secrets of the universe. In the past few years, there have been some incredible space discoveries that have captured our attention. From technological advancements to new planets, the universe continues to surprise us with its endless possibilities. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.